What's up? It's Jan, back at it again with another nerdy bookish video. Today we're doing a massive book haul. We're gonna be here a while, so grab a snack, grab a drink. I got my coffee. This is my first coffee of the day and it's like 2 p.m. Apologies if you can hear my air conditioning in the background. It is way too hot for me to turn that off, so sorry. I'm like not ready because it's a big one, y'all. That's what she said. May was kind of crazy. I spent a lot, I got a lot. I started taking discards and arcs from the library that I work at because, you know, we get them for free. But as always, we're gonna start with the gifts I got, and I also included the library books that I got. I work at a library and there's these like discard shelves where they literally just throw these books away and the staff and the volunteers can just take them. So I've done a lot of that, and we get physical arcs too. There's like a little shelf of physical arcs that we can take. Okay, starting with, I need a pile just for books from Christina. My lovely friend, Christina, who also works at a library, gets a bunch of physical arcs, and she sent me all of these. So we're just gonna get into it because I might cry if I think about it too much. I love you, Christina. If you're watching this, you a real one. Okay, the first one in the pile is Happy and You Know It by Laura Hankin. This was actually a book of the month pick one of the months. It's about a bunch of rich moms, I think, and there's like a murder mystery, maybe. I think. I heard it has like Big Little Lies vibes, so I'm here for it. The next one is Confessions on the 745 by Lisa Unger. This I saw on the Goodreads list of best thrillers of 2020. I was super intrigued because the cover is like kind of creepy. It reminds me of like Girls on the Train. The Girl on the Train. You know, the one that was made into a movie. That's what this book reminds me of. But yeah, I have no idea what this book is about. I'm gonna be saying that a lot, as I do in all my freaking hauls and TBRs. Selena Murphy is commuting home when the train stalls on the tracks. Strikes up a conversation with a beautiful stranger who introduces herself as Martha. Days later, Selena's nanny disappears. Sounds like a fun time. I don't like reading like entire synopses, especially for thrillers. Like, we all know I like to go into books blind. Mirrorland by Carol Johnstone. This just came out recently too, I think. April 20th. It's another thriller. It says, with the startling twists of Gone Girl and the haunting emotional power of Room. A thrilling psychological suspense novel about twin sisters, the man they both love, and the dark childhood they can't the dark childhood they can't leave behind. It's a thriller, a psychological one. Buzzword. That's all I needed to know. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people reading this actually. I just haven't heard them like talk about the reviews. Next book, White Ivy by Susie Yang. This is about a Chinese immigrant, a coming of age story, a love triangle, an exploration of class and race and identity. Oh my god. I thought this was a thriller this entire time. But either way, I've heard good things about this one. It was like super popular when it first came out end of last year, September 8th. I've been reading a lot of books by Asian authors lately, so I'm really excited for this one. I just don't know when I'm gonna get to it. Okay, the star of the show is coming up. The Nature of Freaking Witches by Rachel Griffin. I was so pumped when Christina told me that she had 2 copies of this arc, and she was like, I'll send you one, and I literally almost cried. It's about witches, obviously. I heard it pitched as for fans of folklore by Taylor Swift. I don't think I've ever heard of a book being pitched as for fans of like an album. And then the lightning, are you kidding me? The fall vibes. I thought I would pick this book up as soon as I got it in my hands, but I have this thing where I like savor my 5-star predictions and I just like push them off as long as possible. And this is one of those times because like I haven't even started it, but I already don't want it to end. You know what I mean? This girl named Clara, pretty sure she's a witch, and there's this whole magic system, and I think it goes through all 4 seasons. I think this is her debut. I follow her on Instagram, and her aesthetic, the author's aesthetic, is impeccable. Love it. And the hardcover edition of this, oh my god, I'm gonna insert a picture right here. It is stunning. I hope I love this as much as I think I will, because I'm definitely going to buy a final copy if I do. This one just came out on June 1st. I wish I read it before it came out, but here I am, being me, as always. Next book is another one I'm super excited for, is Malice by Heather Walter. This is a Sleeping Beauty retelling where the evil witch or whatever falls in love with Aurora. Excuse me? That just sounds so good, and it's a lot thicker than I thought it would be. This just came out in April, and the cover is just everything. And I love me a good fairy tale retelling. Super stoked for this. The next book I didn't realize was a sequel until I got it, but it's Bloodleaf. No, it's not. It's Greythorn by Crystal Smith. But the first one in the series is called Bloodleaf. But can we take a moment for this cover? That's literally why I chose it. I was like, I know nothing about this book, but the cover is stunning. It looks like YA fantasy, and it is. But other than that, that's all I know. Next book Christina got me is Maggie Finds Her Muse by Dee Ernst. The cover just reminds me of those like lo-fi hip-hop chill playlists on YouTube. You know what I'm talking about? Those like study playlists. Like look at the little plant and the Eiffel Tower in the background. I feel like I'm saying all the same things that I say in my vlogs when I get these books. But I realize I like books with like character names in the title because it's usually like quirky characters, and I love me a good quirky character. I think this book is about a girl named Maggie who's a writer, and she like goes to Paris, I think, because she's in a writing slump. Am I making that up? Oh yeah, she ventures to Paris in a last-ditch effort to finish her manuscript. I'm excited. I love reading books about bookish people. And then the last book in the big box that Christina sent me is Everyone Knows How Much I Love You by Kyle McCarthy. Again, I know nothing about this book. This came out last June. First time I heard about this was from Noelle Gallagher. She didn't know what it was about either. She just saw it at the bookstore and it intrigued her, so I don't even know. Where's the synopsis? Oh, it's about a 30-year-old named Rose. Oh, and it takes place in Manhattan. Okay, okay. I love me anything that's set in New York. So that's that on that. Can you tell I haven't had coffee yet? Like, I just... Also, Xavier's right behind the camera. He has his noise canceling headphones in, so I don't think he can hear me. Can you hear me? Hello? I included this in my last haul because I lost track of time and I just didn't have a sense of anything going on in my life. I thought Renee got this for me last month, but I'm gonna show it again because it's such an amazing book. Fangs by Sarah Anderson. It's a little graphic novel, cloth-bound cover and black sprayed edges, and it's about a vampire and a werewolf and just like their romance, and it's such a cute little art style and they have such cute little punny jokes. I would recommend it. It'll take you like 10 minutes to read, but you'll love it, I promise. I'm gonna do the library ones like last. The next few are from Xavier's mom when we went to Georgia and we went to Half Price Books, and she just like paid for my books while I was in the bathroom. Wait, there was one more, wasn't there? Oh my god, hold on, let me check my Instagram. I'm literally losing my goddamn mind. Oh my god. Oh no, it was 4. Okay, cool. The first book that she bought me was the, oh my god, I didn't even look this up on how to say it. The Anthropocene Review by John Green. It's John Green's newest book and it's nonfiction, and I think it's just a collection of essays about his view on the world, I'm pretty sure. Humanity in general. Oh, Essays on a Human-Centered Planet. Oh, and this is the signed edition. I forgot. How cool. Looking for Alaska by John Green is one of my favorite books, if you didn't know. Super. I'm gonna read anything he writes. Like, it's just a thing, you know? Okay. The next book is Oryx and Crake by Margaret Atwood. I have a bunch of Margaret Atwood books. As you know, Xavier and I are huge fans of The Handmaid's Tale. I've only read The Handmaid's Tale and The Testament so far, but yeah, I just decided to add this to my Margaret Atwood collection. And this is like a sci-fi-ish dystopian thing, I think. Oh, it takes place in the near future. Hold please. So this is the first in a trilogy, and it's about characters going on a journey. A love story involved, there's a plague, and it's about like survival and the wilderness. There's some genetic engineering. I don't know, I'm just skimming this synopsis, but it sounds like a wild ride. Oh, there are pencil marks in this book. I didn't check, dang, that sucks. At least I can erase them. The next book she got me was Only Love Can Break Your Heart by Ed Tarkington. I've literally never heard about this book. I just saw the spine and it looked really cool. And then the cover reminded me of like Ed Hardy font, you know? And like the whole like classic tattoo font. And then I looked up reviews and it had pretty good reviews. I think it's more of a character-oriented story. I'm hoping it hits the feels at some point because it seems like that type of story. I'm expecting nothing. I just hope it surprises me. And then the last book I got from Xavier's mom is The Lion's Den by Catherine St. John. I heard about this book from Olivia Reads a Latte, and she said it's rich people drama meets like murder. Basically there are these characters on a cruise and then there's like a murder mystery. She said it was really good, like writing wise and plot wise and drama wise, so I'm here for it. Okay, now we're gonna get into the library books. I have a problem. So I'm gonna start with the arcs that I got from work. So the first one I have is Who is Maud Dixon by Alexandra Andrews. All I know is that this takes place in the publishing industry and it's a thriller. And I think Gabby from Gabby Reads read this and liked it. I trust her and I'm gonna read it too. Next one I have is The Girls Are Also Nice Here. I've heard a couple people on YouTube talk about this one too. I think it's just like rich, is it high school? No, I think it's college. Is this the one that takes place in LA too, or am I losing my mind? Oh, is this the one with dual timelines? Okay, yeah, it has dual timelines and it's about these girls who like talk about their dark past. I don't know, there are secrets and drama and friends who are they actually friends type of things. It seems like it's gonna be a quick read. Then the last little arc that I got from work was actually recommended to me by my supervisor who knows I love Daisy Jones and the Six, and she was like, I just put an arc up there that is similar vibe. So I got Mary Jane. It takes place in 1970s Baltimore. There's music involved and it's in the 70s, so I'm sure there's a whole sex, drugs, and rock and roll that Daisy Jones had. Hello, it says Almost Famous meets Daisy Jones and the Six in this funny, wise, and tender novel about a 14-year-old girl coming of age in 1970s Baltimore. Love a good coming of age story. Love anything in the 70s, 80s, 60s era. I think this one's gonna be right up my alley and I'm so pumped for it. And the cover is just everything. Like, look at her combat boots, that vinyl. Now we have the discard pile, so they do have like the library barcodes, call numbers, and like the plastic covering on them, but you know, free is free. First one I have is Homegoing by Yagi Yasi. So this is the author of Transcendent Kingdom, if you didn't know. This is one of their most popular books. Not sure what it's about, but I heard it's super powerful, about two sisters in Ghana, and that's all I know. Excited for this one. Next one, I was so shook that I saw this at the discard shelves because I see it all the time, but it's literally like brand new. The Book of Two Ways by Jodi Picoult. Is it Picoult? I don't know. I've never read anything by her. I heard Small Great Things by her is really good. This is her newest book, I believe. Literally, I have no idea what it's about. Are we surprised? She's on a plane. Oh, there's a crash landing. Dawn survives the crash. She helps ease the transition between life and death for her clients. Somewhere in Egypt is Wyatt Armstrong, who works as an archaeologist unearthing ancient burial sites, a career that Dawn once studied for but was forced to abandon when life suddenly intervened. Maybe even complete her research on the Book of Two Ways. Okay, the Book of Two Ways is the first known map of the afterlife. Okay, that's intriguing. That's all I wanted to know. I wanted to know what the title meant. God. Okay. Next book I have here is The Chain by Adrian McKinty. I've already read this book actually. I gave it 5 stars. So The Chain is a kidnapping chain actually, and like you can't get your kid back until you kidnap a child yourself. Part 1 was super strong and part 2 is where everyone says it falls off. I could see like the beginning of part 2 was really like, where is this coming from? Why is this here? What's the point? Should have ended at part 1. But like the ending of the whole book was fine. Like I still enjoyed it. I gave it 5 stars because I was literally like screaming and gasping and concerned for these characters and I was stressed for them. So I highly recommend The Chain. I actually heard about this book first from this Barnes & Noble employee who like recommended it to me. I was like, oh yeah, and I didn't think anything of it, and then I finally picked it up from my other library and I loved it, but I didn't want to purchase a copy, so I got it for free. The next book I have is pretty well known, Miracle Creek by Angie Kim. Hasn't this book won like a bunch of awards? I don't know, but it's super popular, super well loved. I know it's a book of the month add-on pick, I think, but it's like a courtroom thriller mystery. I'm pretty sure it gives me Little Fires Everywhere vibes, but I might be way off. Angie Kim takes the classic form courtroom drama and draws on her own experience as an immigrant, a lawyer, and the mother of a real-life submarine patient to turn it into something wholly original, unputdownable, and real. So the Miracle Submarine is an experimental medical treatment device. Interesting. Okay. It looks like there's going to be a lot of talk about like fertility and maybe motherhood too, but we'll see. I hope I like this one. I really do. I don't know when I'm gonna pick this up because it looks like it'll take me a while. And when I posted this on my Instagram, the lovely author commented and it just made me feel happy, okay? The next one I have is a middle grade, which is Small Spaces by Catherine Arden. She's the author of The Bear and the Nightingale. If you didn't know, this one, like I said, is a middle grade and it's supposed to be super spooky, and R.L. Stine, the author of Goosebumps, blurbed it. Gotta trust the Goosebumps guy. And you know, if I don't like it, the worst thing that could happen is that I get rid of it, and it took took me, what? It'll probably take me like 2 days to read max because it's middle grade and it goes by so fast. Like, look how huge this font is. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The next book I got, I was also surprised that I found it on the discard shelves, but The Survivors by Jane Harper. This was also a book of the month pick recently. This just came out this year, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I know nothing about this. Say it with me now. I just know it's a thriller. What I've noticed from Jane Harper is that she writes a lot of like nature-y, survival-y thrillers just based on the titles and the synopses that I have read. Oh, this one has water damage. That's why it was in the discard pile. Okay, no biggie. Oh, it has really bad water damage. Look at that. Makes sense now, but it's okay. It's only in the last few pages. I don't remember if anyone I know has read this. I don't know. I thought Hannah from Hannah's Recent Reads got this as her book of the month pick, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I just know it's a mystery about surviving, I'm assuming. The next book I got is Una Out of Order by Margarita Montemor, and this is one of my friend Soleil's favorite books. I've heard Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads read this. It's about this girl named Una who, I think this book takes place every New Year's Eve, and every New Year's Day she wakes up at a different like point in her life, like, and it's not chronological either. Like, she could wake up 16 one day and then 50 years old the next day, you know, or the next year. I'm interested in the story. Like, it's a cool concept, so I'm ready for this one. I hope it goes by fast because ooh, and it's New Year's Eve 1982. Love that. So I'm hoping it's like a quirky character type of thing. I hope there's some like character development going on in this. I don't know. I'm not usually a fan of like time travel-y, time manipulation type of books, but sometimes they're a hit, you know, so hopefully this is one of those times. And then the last book from the library that I got is The Beloved, Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. This is about this girl who grew up in a swamp. I think she's an orphan, right? I think there was a murder and everyone in town thought she did it. And then there's like some sort of magical elements, I think, but I know like people who have read this and were expecting magical elements got disappointed. So I don't know. I don't want to set my hopes up too high in that aspect. But yeah, so girl named Kaya, and she's known as Marsh Girl, and it takes place in late 1969. She just like tries to survive on her own with no parents, no nothing, at this marsh, not swamp. I kept saying swamp. Marsh. I know Naomi from Naomi's Library loved this. She did say I have to be in the mood for it to enjoy it, so I am gonna wait for that mood, I guess. I think this is one of those that I would have to listen to on audio and just follow along. I don't know. I feel like it's so popular that it's losing its appeal for me, you know? I don't know. Is that just me? But yeah. Okay, moving on to the books I bought. Brace yourself, guys. There's a lot. We're gonna start with like my TBR/current read, which is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I am 368 pages into this as of today. I'm really liking it. I'm predicting I'm gonna give it like 4 stars because the writing is beautiful. I just don't know if I'm in the mood for historical fiction, but like I also am at the same time. Like, I'm in the mood for like a melancholy story, but just not like historical time periods at the moment. I don't know why. But I'm really liking it. It's going by really fast. Like, I literally read like 100 pages today already. Yeah, I started this like 2 days ago. But yeah, it's about sisters and family and Nazi-occupied France during World War II. And it's just like going through what these characters had to go through at that time. It made me tear up once, I believe. But I don't know if that was because of the story or if I was just like in my feels. It does have a lot of good quotes. I will read more of Kristen Hanna after this, I'm sure. That's The Nightingale. The next one I have is The Marvelous Mirza Girls by Sheba Karim. Jesse from Bowties and Books recommended this to me because I told them I love Gilmore Girls, and they were like, you gotta read this. It's a South Asian version of Gilmore Girls, basically. They also said that like the family is not like your traditional Indian family, like with all the, you know, traditional customs and everything. They said it's really funny and just like small town vibes, I'm assuming. So I am really excited for this. The cover is actually stunning. But yeah, if it weren't for Jesse, I probably would not have picked this up at all. Ooh, I love the chapter headings. I just lost it. The chapter headings have like a hand holding a flower. Pretty. Ooh, I just freaking smooshed the corner. Fuck everything. The next one that's on my June TBR is Finlay Donovan is Killing It by Elle Cosimano, and I'm supposed to be butter reading this with Jesse sometime soon. We don't know when that's gonna happen, but I'm really excited for this because I've heard Liv from Liv's Library talk about it, loved it. Gabby from Gabby Reads loved it. Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte loved it. It is a comedic mystery type thing, I think. But basically, Finlay Donovan is a suspense author, and she was at Panera one day talking to her agent, and then this stranger went up to her, like this woman overheard them talking about like murder and everything, and she didn't realize that they were talking about like, you know, Finlay Donovan's next book plot. So she gets a hold of Finlay, talks to her. Is it Finlay? I don't know. Contacts Finlay Donovan and hires her as a hitman to kill her husband. So it's supposed to be super funny, like I said. And also Finlay Donovan is like newly divorced. She has a bunch of kids she has to take care of. I think she's gonna be another quirky character that I'm gonna fall in love with. So I'm really excited for this. I hope it goes by quick as well. I just need some good vibes in my life, you know? All right, now we're gonna take on these stacks of books. So this one, my beloved Tokyo Ever After by Miko Jean. I just read this book like last week or so, and I gave it 5 stars. I fell in love. It's a Japanese Princess Diaries, basically, literally, like to a T. Maybe not to a T, but you know, it's about this girl, Izumi, who didn't know she was a princess, and then she goes to Tokyo and like learns how to be a princess and everything. And the romance in this was just so cute. I literally cried reading this book because of how cute it was, and the ending got me. I was squealing for pages on pages on pages. I flew through this book. I absolutely loved it. This is gonna be on my top 10 of 2021 for sure. Spoiler alert, I guess. The next one I have is I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh. Literally only got this because it was $2, and Naomi has this book too, and she's like, let's buddy read, and I said, okay, so let's read it together, shall we? I Let You Go follows Jenna Gray as she moves to a ramshackle cottage on the remote Welsh coast. Oh, okay. Trying to escape the memory of the car accident that plays again and again in her mind, desperate to heal from the loss of her child and the rest of her painful past. At the same time, the novel tracks the pair of Bristol police investigators trying to get to the bottom of this hit and run. As they chase down one hopeless lead after another, they find themselves as drawn to each other as they are to the frustrating, twist-filled case before them. Okay, it's a psychological thriller about this case investigation and someone running from their past. Love to see it. I hope there's something unique about this book because all that sounded basic to me. Next, I got Because of Molly from Mind of Molly, Lobizona by Romina Garber. Molly was talking about how it's about like these female werewolves. That's pretty much all I needed to know, but we can see. As an undocumented immigrant who's on the run from her father's Argentinian crime family, Manu is confined to a small apartment in a small life in Miami. Where did I read the wolf stuff? Did I make that up? Argentinian folklore where the 7th consecutive daughter is born a bruja, a witch, and the 7th consecutive son is a lobizon. Ooh, I just made that French. A werewolf. Okay, see, I was not making that up. Okay, so I'm guessing this character is a female werewolf. Oh no, my camera's dying. There's no way I'm gonna make it through this haul before my camera dies, but we're just gonna keep trucking along, okay? Next book I have is The Book of Life by Deborah Harkness. This is the 3rd in the A Discovery of Witches trilogy. There's a 3rd in a trilogy, so I just wanted to complete my series. I'm so excited to get to A Discovery of Witches in the fall, like dark academia type thing with witches, and I'm here for it. So yeah, I'm glad I got to complete my trilogy on my shelf. Now I feel super ready to start this series. Next, I saw so many times checking in books at work, so I just had to buy it, right? Naturally. Unsub by Meg Gardner. It intrigued me because unsub is used a lot in true crime. It means unknown subject, and John Douglas uses it all the time, and I love John Douglas, Mindhunter, my shit. And yeah, so this is a fiction story, and it's a psychological thriller. That was enough for me. Like I said, I don't want to look too much into it because I like going into things blind, thrillers especially. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about it. But yeah, literally the other day, I checked in like 8 of these. Like, I'm pretty sure someone like picked it for a book club and whatever. But yeah, excited for this one. Then I have Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I feel like everyone knows what this is about, but basically it's a dystopian world where there's no disease or anything, and the only way people die is because of these scythes. And this one person, the main character, is hired as a scythe, but they don't really want to be one, but then they like train to learn like how it works, like why you kill certain people, how you go about it. I know Naomi loved this book. I know a lot of people love this all around BookTube and Bookstagram, so I'm excited to finally get around to it. And it is a trilogy, in case you didn't know. Next, I have The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. I'm guessing this is just like a Frankenstein retelling with some twists. No idea. I'm excited though. Look at this cover. Beautiful. Next book I have is The Invited by Jennifer McMahon. I hate that last name. I don't know how to say it like without feeling weird. But she's the author of The Winter People, which Gabby loved, but this one was on sale, so I just got this one. I know Liv from Liv's Library. Okay, it's like an hour later. Your girl took a nap. Batteries hopefully mostly charged, and I have a few more books left. And I gotta do it quick because I have a meeting soon. So, no more dilly-dallying. As I was saying, The Invited by Jennifer McMahon. I hate saying the last name. I heard about this book from Liv from Liv's Library. She just finished it. Literally, she didn't even say she liked it or didn't like it. I just saw she was reading it and I was like,
oh, it's on sale. Let me get it too.
I don't know. I think I just needed free shipping and I saw this one was a choice, so that was a choice. I'm too lazy. I can't be bothered to freaking figure it out, but it's the author of The Winter People, which I've heard good things about, so we're gonna hope this is good. Can you tell, like, I really want to be here right now? I'm sorry, my hair's a mess. I really wanted to get this book haul out of the way. There's just so many, and I don't know anything about any of these books. I don't know why I filmed these, honestly. Next book is Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. Funny story, I bought this specifically from Book Depository because it wasn't available in paperback. It's not available in paperback in the US just yet, but I saw Chloe from Books with Chloe have it, and she said it was like super floppy, right?
No, this bitch is stiff as a brick.
I thought it was going to be the same type of copy from Book Depository, but no, but it's fine. I'm still intrigued, still excited to read it. My friend Christina from Christina's Chapters just finished this recently, and she literally said it's like her new favorite book of all time, like the favorite book of all time. I'm stoked. It takes place in 1902 in a school for girls, and then there's like an attack at the school, and then there's like a group of people who like make a movie of some sort about the curse and the attack or whatever. She's thick. Christina almost made me pick it up this month, but I'm gonna hold off until I'm down to like 3 current reads max, so I could focus more on this book. It has like beautiful illustrations and mixed media in it. I am just ready to dive in eventually, very soon. I'm scared to read it because I know I'm gonna break the spine because it's so stiff. Like, there is zero flop in this bitch, but whatever. The next one I have is Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand. This is another one I think that I just needed free shipping, so I just added this last minute. But I have heard good things about this. I think this is a YA like mystery. Are you joking? That was my alarm to wake up from my nap, but clearly I've been awake. I'm guessing it's a group of girls, and then there's a mystery. Their stories come together on the island of Sawkill Rock, where gleaming horses graze in rolling pastures and cold waves crash against black cliffs. Girls have been disappearing for decades, stolen away by a ravenous evil no one has dared to fight until now. Okay, sounds interesting enough. I feel like this might be kind of average, but we'll see if it surprises me. Who knows? Next, I have this beautiful book. It's called Bibliophile, an Illustrated Miscellany by Jane Mount. Okay, the first time I heard about this was from Mackenzie Lane a couple years ago. I was like, oh, that's cute. And then I saw it at the library. Like, I checked it in and I was like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. It has, like, you've seen these pictures on Instagram, right? Like the doodles of stacks of books with the spines, and they're like book recs, right? I guess they came from this book, and it has like book recommendations. There are like beloved bookstores around the world. It's a nice little coffee table book, and I will read this cover to cover. It's like the bookish book. And then I'm gonna be taking book recs from this book for like my entire life. I highly recommend. It's a great like, gift for a reader as well. It wasn't that expensive. I thought it was gonna be like $40, right? It was $24.95. It's so cute. Next, I have Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. I just saw a couple of my friends unhaul this, so LOL. Yeah, can't stand this cover, but I got this for $2, so why not? I did love the show a lot. Xavier loved it too, but I was in no rush to read it right after the show. But it's been like a year now since we've watched it, so I want to see. I heard the adaptation was pretty accurate, but I do want to see how I like her writing. I know her other book, 9 Perfect Strangers, is going to be adapted on Hulu as well, and I'm so excited. It comes out in August. Hint, hint, wink, wink for that. There's an announcement attached to that somewhere. Anyway, Big Little Lies. So it's like an adult mystery. There's a bunch of friends. They all have their own like little secrets and hidden pasts and dark things going on in their lives. And then they all keep this one big lie, things pieced together. I'm excited. Even though I know what's gonna happen, I know all the twists and stuff, I still want to see how it's executed in book form. I don't usually watch things first, with the exception of Normal People by Sally Rooney. Loved watching that first. Next, I have Girls in the Moon by Janet McNally. So she's the author of The Looking Glass, if you didn't know. That's the one that people usually talk about, have heard about around here. But this one was a book of the month add-on. It intrigued me because it is set in the 90s, I believe, and this girl's mom used to be a rock star, I believe. It's set in New York, I think. And I don't know, it gives me like young adult Daisy Jones vibes. So let's hope it delivers. The cover, like, I don't know if I love it or hate it. I don't know. I like the title too, Girls in the Moon. I was gonna make it like a book club pick, but we'll see if that still happens. I don't know. Let me know if you're interested in this book. I will put it into consideration on my book club list of books. If you didn't know, I host a book club called the Full Moon Book Club. All the details are down below. My link to my announcement video is down there. My link to the Google form. You can join, just like participate by reading the books and joining the discussions. But I do have a Google form for you to fill out to let me know a little bit about yourself and, you know, suggest some future book club picks and everything. So if you want to fill that out, that's in the description below. And I will be announcing my next 3 months of book picks very soon here. The next book of the month pick I got for May was The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. This was one of the member faves choices because I didn't really care for any of the picks in May. And yeah, like I said, I will be reading more of Kristen Hanna, and this will definitely be one of them. I also own Firefly Lane, so I'm excited for both of those. Everyone says this one's really good, really sad. This one's set in Alaska, and oh my god, the back cover is so cute too. Alaska 1974. For a family in crisis, the ultimate test of survival. High hopes for that one. The last book of the month pick I got in May was When the Stars Go Dark by Paula McLean. She is the author of another book I own, The Paris Wife, and that one is about Ernest Hemingway and his wife in Chicago, I think. I think it's fictional, right? I don't know. But this one is an adult thriller. Oh my god, this is my favorite bookmark from Book of the Month ever. I'm a freak between the sheets, lol. And I don't know, I just love this cover. The regular edition, like not Book of the Month, is even prettier because it has like blue foiling, but you know, this one's cool too. Anna Hart is a seasoned missing persons detective in San Francisco. She learns that a local teenage girl has gone missing. The crime feels frighteningly reminiscent of the most crucial time in Anna's childhood, as past and present collide. Okay, there's two timelines, I'm assuming. There's a detective perspective. It's atmospheric. I'm excited for this one. The chapters are really short, and I love that the chapter titles are like unique. Next, I also bought In Atlanta, City on Fire by Garth Risk Hallberg. It did not come with a dust jacket, but it's okay, the naked book is pretty as well. So this is a lot of like mixed media type of thing too. This book was recommended to me by my supervisor again. She said if you like The Secret History, you'll love this book. So here I am. I bought this book. It is really, really long. Don't know when I'm gonna have the motivation to pick this up, but I trust her, and she loved The Secret History as much as I did, so we'll see. Yeah, there's photographs in here, there's some illustrations, chapters are short, pages are like kind of glossy, I don't know. But yeah, I think this is about a writer, but I have no idea. Oh my gosh, yeah, the summary is not even in here because I'm assuming it's on the dust jacket. LOL. Oh, there's a bookmark. Whoever had this before me only got to chapter 3. We are almost done. Another book I got from Half Price Books is The Last Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine. I'm sad that they only had this cover. I don't really like summary covers. Like, People We Meet on Vacation I really want to read, but the cover is just so summary for me. I just can't. Beach Read is an exception. I kind of like that cover, and I love that story, but Malibu Rising, the cover, I'm not really a fan of either. Just things with water, I just can't. But this was the only one they had. I would prefer the black one with like the rose gold foiling. But it's fine, you know, it was $8. It's a thriller. I'm guessing it's about like rich people. There's a lot about like envy and husband situations. Reese Witherspoon blurbed it, obviously, because it's a freaking book club pick for her. I don't know, something about this just really interested me whenever I would walk past it at the library. But again, it was the black cover that I really loved because it had the rose gold and it's so pretty, but whatever. This one's cool too. It's really floppy. If any of you have read this, let me know if you liked it. Next, I have American Predator by Maureen Callahan. Cami from Burrows and Books, one of my besties here on YouTube, said that another one of our friends, Karina from She Dreams in Words, loved this, and we all love true crime books, so pick this up. I saw it at the library, but I was like, I want to annotate it. I love annotating nonfiction books, so yeah, this is The Hunt for the Most Meticulous Serial Killer of the 21st Century. My true crime shrine is slowly but surely growing, and this is my newest edition. Next, I have The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I'm sure you've heard about this book. I'm gonna do a Grady Hendrix vlog for Summerween, which is from July 2nd to the 8th or 9th, Friday to Friday, whatever dates those are. Grady Hendrix, I've read Horror Store by him, loved it, and I have this one and 2 of his other books I'm so excited to get to. This one is about if you hear Xavier whistling, I'm sorry. Anyway, it's about a book club of like, I think they're rich Southern moms. They have a book club and then a vampire moves into town. That's not a spoiler, I'm pretty sure it's in the synopsis, but everyone knows that. That's pretty much the main premise. And shit goes down in this small town. I think they could hear your whistling, but that's okay.
Sorry, I was in there making music.
And then the last book I have is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. I actually bought Christina this book and then I was like, wow, I want it too. It's a middle grade about this girl who's a witch, I believe, and then she has this little like dragon friend. That's the part I'm most excited about for this book. And there's something about like babies and witches and magic, and I'm ready for it. This is one of the very few middle grades that I'm actually excited for, and that other middle grade that I have, what was it? Small Spaces. Very few middle grades that I want to read. Amari and the Night Brothers is another one. Maybe I'll do a middle grade vlog, who knows. That is all! That only took half my day. Let me know if you're excited for any of these books. Now I have to put them all away, so fuck my life. But thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all had a great day. Stay safe and stay positive always, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye!